a professional bicyclist.
You can get all angles now. I'm good. And I rode 5 miles on Peloton. It's a good day.
We have a huge decision to make about Miss Abigail.
We do.
Before Friday. Today is Wednesday. So we'll talk about that here in a little bit. Huge decision for your education. Yeah, Priscilla got her tooth. We didn't vlog yesterday, so smile.
Highly recommend.
Beautiful.
That dentist, Dr. Hannah in Jacksonville, Ortega area. Love him so much. The whole staff, like, they were amazing. If you're afraid of the dentist, they are just the best people to go to.
Cool.
Yep. Do you need help? That's what you want? Send it over here.
Right?
You don't even need me.
So I just need you to open the door.
Do you want that on your nooks and crannies?
Yeah, please, that'd be good.
Okay.
All right, let's talk about this.
Okay.
So we're trying to go into this with like as little predisposition, is that the right word? As little, you know, like leaning one way or the other as possible. We want to weigh the pros and cons. We want to approach this
Smart. I mean,
yes.
you have to, it's, okay. Number one thing, it's not a, this is not a decision that will, it's going to affect the next 3+ years.
What do you mean 3+?
I mean, well, until Abby's 22.
Okay, yes.
So
3+ being 18. Yeah, and that's very true, and that's something that we're looking at. Okay, I guess we gotta talk about the decision. So the decision is whether or not Abigail goes back to school in the fall, in August, actually, next month. And the school right now is planning to open up fully because, and we've had people say, like, I can't believe the schools are talking about opening up right now, you know, with everything going on. And here's the thing, like, you have to plan accordingly because opening the school requires more work and preparation than online learning does. Well, so they're going to have to plan for that.
Right. And so that was even before people made those comments, before the educational commissioner made the decision that we have to open schools.
Right.
So it's not just a JSA thing.
Yes.
It's now
Isaiah's college is planning for in-person classes.
Right. All the Duval County schools are all planning, and they have to be 5 days a week.
Yeah.
That's the other thing.
Yeah, and that's not from like a county level. That's from a state level. Now that doesn't affect Abigail's school necessarily because it is a private school as far as their decision, like they have to be open. But Abigail is required to get 5 hours a day of instruction, of education, every single day. So. Okay, so the other option then is to pull her out of school. You're fine. Priscilla's making us some English muffins. To pull her out of school, we would have to hire someone to come in.
Right. To provide her education. Simply
because we cannot do our jobs and do 5 hours of school every single day.
Right.
That would be, we could, I think, but man, it would be a challenge. I mean, we'd be doing our jobs all day in addition to the 5 hours of school every day. And our jobs are different. Like, we don't have to be, you know, in front of a computer like a lot of you guys that are working from home. We don't have to be like there with no distractions all day. Like we can, I could do school in the middle of the day and do my job on either side of that.
Right, and I'm the same way. We're very flexible.
Yeah.
But at the same time.
But you're talking like an 18-hour day.
Right.
All things considered.
You know, it sounds amazing, right? But I mean, I'm not set up to be a homeschool mom. I think you're good at short term, you know? Like, that's not our...
My attention span. I get it.
You know?
Again, like, so the cons of her going back to school, and not even considering coronavirus, right? Not even considering getting sick. Not even talking about that. The cons of her going back to school is if someone does get sick at her school or in her classroom, you know, the potential of them shutting down the school for a certain amount of time, and then she's at home doing distance learning anyway, and we're paying full price for school. Right. I mean, let's, you know, put that out there, like, that there is money involved as well.
Right. So we're paying, and we have to provide the instruction.
Yes. Now here's the other part. As far as the money is concerned, Abigail gets a McKay scholarship, which any special needs child in Florida that goes to public school for 1 year qualifies for the McKay scholarship. McKay scholarship, how much you get is based on the child's support needs.
Right.
Abigail maxes out in that, so she gets $21,000.
She gets
$23,000.
Yeah.
And it changes every year. I think when we started, it was like 19 or 20 or something like that. So she gets $23,000 worth of McKay, which pays for most of her school, but not all of it. We're still responsible for about $15,000 per year. So that'd be $15,000 that we're paying in school, not knowing how much it's going to be open depending on if and when people get sick and stuff like that. You know, people test positive. That's what they're going after. So we face that as well.
Well, and that's another thing. It's not JSA's rules. This is the health department. Then they will make a decision on, can it just be that one classroom that student or teacher or whoever was in? Does it have to be the entire school? Like, you just don't know. There's no, and this is going to be for public school, private school. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what state you're in. Like, they're going to have certain criteria and rules that you're going to have to follow.
So the easy answer would be, well, just, you know, keep her out for a while, then send her back later on once things are back to normal. There's a problem with that. If Abigail doesn't go to school, if she doesn't attend a school, you know, we homeschool her, she loses her McKay.
Right.
In order to get the McKay, she would have to go back to public school for a year. If you've been following us for a while, you know that's not an option.
Yeah.
Like you know, we went to court against Duval County public schools on behalf of Abigail and them not providing FAPE, which is fair and appropriate.
Free and appropriate.
Thank you. Free and appropriate public education. That is the law that all students have to receive that, and they were not providing that. They weren't following her IEP. An IEP is an individual education plan, and it's a contract. They broke contract. So that's just not an option. I mean, basically, we'd be like, okay, here's Abby for a year. She has to be here in order for us to get the McKay scholarship back, and it's just so. And
it's definitely not an option now that she's older, because there are no.
Yeah, it gets worse. The older the kids get, the worse.
More warehousing happens.
Yeah, it's like keep them busy for the 8 hours that they're here during the day, so that we can send them back home again.
The other thing is, and you know, because some people don't realize, so like with Isaiah's distance learning that he did, obviously Isaiah is able to do everything on his own. You know, we did not, I basically had to make sure he was awake in the morning. Other than that, like, I didn't have to do anything for him. Whereas Abigail, it's 100% hands-on from one of us. So we were taking turns with it. Because again, we have jobs, we work from home, but we still have jobs. We have deadlines we have to meet. You know, yes, we're flexible, but we still have jobs. And so I think sometimes we forget that sometimes, that, you know, like, we have real life stuff.
It became pretty overwhelming.
Yeah.
When we were trying to do so much with school with Ab, and you know, we're still trying to do our job at the same time, because we can put things on the back burner without getting fired. You know, it became overwhelming. But we've already had this conversation a couple times, like, you know, a couple different facets of the conversation, discussing different elements of it, and we're both kind of leaning one direction already, if you can't tell. I just, you know.
You already have a yogurt.
It's a tough decision that everybody is facing. Abby, you already have one. Actually, this is the one that she opened the other day. This was already open. Eat that yogurt. Why do you keep pulling yogurts out if you're not going to eat them? It just sucks all around. It sucks, you know? There's no easy answer.
No.
Is the hard part. Because then bring the health concerns into it.
Right.
I mean, yes, most people are either asymptomatic or they get, like, you know, flu symptoms. We know one person that they lost their smell and that was it. You know, most people aren't being hit hard by this when they do get sick, but it's still a concern, you know?
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if we talked about the precautions that the school is taking.
Oh my gosh, they're amazing.
it's like hospital level. Like every time a teacher leaves a room, they have to sanitize and wash and all that. When they transition from one place to the other, there's only going to be 5 kids in the classroom. The classrooms are much bigger than they were before, so there's a lot more spread out.
All the teachers are wearing full face shields.
Yep.
They have to sanitize, you know, when they leave a room, when they leave the building, anything like that. Get
their temperature checked when they come into the building. If they leave and come back, if they do, you know, anything outside of a room or outside of the building, every single time when they transition through, it has to be fully sanitized. So they're doing a lot. Like I couldn't. When she was telling us about everything they're going to do, I couldn't think of anything that they missed. Like,
right.
And even stuff she said, I was like, oh, wow, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
They're doing a really consistent, you know, awesome job with it. It's going to be way better than any other school setting that you're going to see, just because they have that control over it, because it is a small school and it's a private school and they can make their own decisions and policies.
Well, and they have high-risk students that go there.
Yeah.
They have, you know.
And those parents have to make a decision as well, and it's tough.
Well, and there's other parents that are having to make decisions based on people who live with them. You know, if they have grandparents that live with them or anything like that, they don't want to bring that home to them.
Right.
So, do you want a bite? I offered you a bite.
No.
She's not really interested. She's just requesting.
So we're not really, you know, we're not looking for guidance or anything like that. No. We're just, you know, we're just talking about our decision that we have to make. It's our decision. You know, it's a decision we have to make of what's best for Abigail. Where is she going to thrive? And flourish? Where is she going to get the best education? You know, that's the most important thing is Abby in this. Mm-hmm. You know, and then at the same time protecting her health. And I'm seeing everything that they're doing. I feel like us going to the grocery and bringing those groceries home puts her at just as much of a risk.
Right.
Us is just as much of a risk as going to school, if not more of a risk than going to school. So that's the sweet sound of coffee. But I just want to talk to you guys about the decision we're having to make. We have to make it by Friday. Today is Wednesday. I think we're going to talk about it some more. I just want to make sure that nothing comes up that we're like, oh my gosh, you know.
Yeah.
And so we'll make that decision on Friday.
And it's a big decision because it is a contract. I mean, you're in a contract. Yeah. And, okay, so the humanity and the morality part of it is this affects people's jobs.
Yeah.
You know, we know these people. Like, we're close with some of them. And I would not want anyone, like, people have lost jobs already. Yeah. That would be heartbreaking to know that these people lost their jobs.
And not just individuals, but if enough people don't attend that school, the school shuts down.
Right. So it's that, we have that weighing on us as well, you know, like to make that decision. So something I also wanted to mention is that, you know, talking about like the future. So we're looking at, you know, years down the road. We don't know where we're going to be at, like with our jobs, with, you know, will we still be at home and be able to teach Abigail if that's what we decide to do? Or will we be, you know, will we have that flexibility? We have no idea. So we have to think about those things as well.
Yeah, we have to consider 5 years from now.
Right, because the contract's only for this year, but if we lose her spot, then you lose her spot. We'll figure it out. We've dealt with bigger things, right?
We have. We certainly have. We just had a conversation after the fact. I don't know how much of that I leave in there because I just thought of something while we were talking. We just both said it without even realizing it. All of the negatives of her going to school are possible and potential negatives that could happen. All of the negatives of her being homeschooled are guaranteed to happen. Loss of McKay scholarship. She's not going to thrive like she does at school and get that social interaction. You know, the impact on our jobs with having to provide homeschooling as well. Like, all of those things are guaranteed to happen. I'm not a gambling man, but I would bet on the guarantee.
Right. Rather
than the possibility. Oh, it just never stops.
It rains constantly, man.
This rain.
I know.
I'm so over it.
Trying to come up with a quick
Everybody's all huddled up in one room.
Yeah.
Trying to come up with a lunch video.
Yeah.
We're gonna get our floors redone from the dog nails. All the animals running around.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think it needs to be just like waxed. It's not like deeply cut or anything. We just need to like wax it. I don't have any experience with that at all. Never had hardwood floors. How do you do that? Like, is there like a mop on thing? I feel like there should be.
I'm pretty sure.
A mop and wax.
Yeah.
But like a good one. Not like just to make it shiny. Like I want to actually add some. Let me know. Let me know if you can help us out with that one. I could Google it, I suppose, but I like user experience. It's the best kind of review. Word of mouth.
I could do like a quick little lunch charcuterie board.
You gonna help Mom make a lunch charcuterie board?
We have her appointment in an hour. Your arm looks so muscular, Abigail.
You got your appointment with Dr. De La Hunt.
The rain making you tired? Or the fact that you were up at 2:30?
2:30 to 3:45.
Yeah.
She was up. Yeah, we do every 3 months we have an appointment with Dr. De La Hunt. He's the one that prescribes her meds. So it's just kind of, a lot of times it's just a check-in. Sometimes we're like, oh my God, we don't know what to do. But most of the time it's just a check-in. Just kind of see how things are going and all that. Of course, you know, then they have to schedule like her blood level tests and all that because of the meds. Make sure everything's kosher. This is gonna be the best doctor's appointment you've had with him because you really don't even have to be there.
I mean, you do have to be there. They said that. But,
Right,
you know,
but I mean,
we just need to see you walk by. So.
you'll be in and out. Isn't that cool? Yeah, you don't have to sit in his office. You need a drink? We'll go get a drink. You don't?
You need to get your water cup out and fill it up for the day.
Yeah, Dad needs his water.
You've been drinking really good.
No, you just whipped that together for lunch, huh?
I did.
Oh.
Made a video about it.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's beautiful, Scylla.
Thanks.
I don't want to take anything off of it.
You can. I already took my pictures.
Oh, okay, cool. Love sweet pickles. How did Ab do? Was she grabby?
No, she wasn't too bad.
Good. What about you? Were you jumpy?
No. She was just under my feet like that.
So that's where I stay. It's under feet.
Okay. Let me get you a little plate, okay?
All right, we have Abby's appointment in about 30 minutes. Make sure you check out tomorrow's vlog to see how that goes. Kind of show you what it's like going to, talking to a psychiatrist, related to autism. Did you want to say goodbye to everyone? Say bye. So watching this old school footage, get it, makes me reminisce and really miss school. I'm excited for her to go back and just get that fulfillment, not just the education part of it, but just being there and being around peers and teachers and the people that love her and stuff. I do miss that a whole lot. Also, holy crap, how proud are we of Priscilla, right? Look at that. It's crazy, right? I don't even remember her looking like that at all. Like, it's wild. So proud.